Hello everyone. I am Dr. Govind Saraswat, Assistant Professor in English from Government College, Degana. Dear friends and students, I welcome you in the second part of this Ode to the West Wind written by P.B. Shelley. In the previous lecture, we have discussed the first stanza of this ode, and today we will talk about the second stanza. It starts as thou on whose stream, mid the steep sky's commotion, loose clouds like earth's decaying leaves are shed, shook from the tangled bows of heaven and ocean. The second stanza of this ode describes the effect of west wind in the sky, and the sky is brought closer to the earth in the magnificent image of a great tree. When we read these lines, first of all, we have to imagine or we have to picture a huge tree in our mind. Shelley tells us how the west wind blows from sky to the earth. His imagery is a bit complex, and we have to picture that huge tree in our mind, whose roots are into the ocean and branches are high up into the sky. The poet compares the clouds which float on the surface of the wind to the dry leaves that fall on earth. That is suggested by the first line of this poem, of this stanza. When he says, thou on whose stream, mid the steep sky's commotion, there is a great upheaval and a tumult going on in the high sky. There we can see that there are dark clouds, and these clouds, they float on the surface of the wind in the same manner as the dry leaves are scattered with the gush of west wind on the earth. And from the branches of this huge tree, the imagery is that in the same manner as dry leaves fall from an ordinary tree on the earth, in the same manner from the branches of this huge tree fall clouds in the same manner. Shelley suggests that all this happens when there is a great tumult going on in the high sky, and the horizon seems undistinguishable on account of the clouds that stretch from the horizon to the zenith. That's why the sky and sea are described as trees with their branches tangled with each other. Then he says that the clouds are angels of rain and lightning. They are spread on the blue surface of thine airy surge like the bright hair uplifted from the head. In this second stanza, the imagery presented by Shelley is very different and a bit complex, as I already told you. But we have to imagine the way Shelley has presented his idea. These clouds spread on the blue surface of the west wind in this stormy weather. Here Shelley presents another picture. He says that the stretch of dark clouds from the horizon to the zenith's height looks just like the uplifted hair of the terrible female worshipper of the god Bacchus. When he says that like the bright hair uplifted from the head of some fierce maniac, that is an allusion and we will talk about it later on. But main thing is, Shelley wants to suggest the way the clouds are stretched wherever he can see from horizon to the great heights in the sky. It creates an image in his mind in which he compares this spectacle with, with the uplifted hair of a fierce maniac. These maniacs were strangely attired and indulged in wild dances. The idea here is that the appearance of the sky indicates that a storm is approaching and the sky has become completely dark. That's why he says, even from the dim verge of the horizon to the zenith's height, the logs of approaching storm. Now, again, he says that the logs of this fierce maniard they resemble uh, with the clouds, dark clouds in the sky, and these dark clouds are an emblem of an approaching storm. Then he says, the odors of the dying year, to which this closing night will be the dome of a vast sculpture, vaulted with all thy congregated might of vapors, from whose solid atmosphere black rain and fire and hail will burst, O hear. Again, Shelley presents a complex picture. The whistling sound of the west wind is taken to be the dirge of the dying year. The year is about to end, and when during this time west wind blows, creating a whistling sound, Shelley suggests that this whistling sound can be taken to be the dirge of the dying year. A dirge is a song of lamentation. The deer is dying and west wind is creating the funeral song for the ear. Then he says, vaulted with all thy congregated might of vapors. The night which is spreading over the earth will be the dome of earth's tomb. As the ear is dying, it will be engraved. So, what will be the uh, dome of this tomb of ear? So he suggests that the night which is spreading over the earth will be the dome of earth's tomb, and the dense clouds in the sky will form the ceiling of this vast grave. When he suggests that vaulted with all that concrete might of vapors from whose solid atmosphere black rain and fire and hail will burst. So this black rain or fire and hail, they will burst from all these dense dark clouds. And as he says, that from this ceiling there will be a heavy rainfall, lightning and hailstorm upon the earth. And at the end, he again says, O hear. Shelley again appeals to the west wind to hear his prayers. So, this is all about the second stanza of this Ode to the West Wind, written by P.V. Shelley, in which he has described the power of west wind in the sky. In the first stanza, we have seen the effect of west wind on earth, and here the effect of west wind can be seen in the sky. So this is all about the second stanza. Let's talk about some technical features of this stanza. He has presented beautiful imagery in this, although vague imagery in this second stanza. The first image is that of a huge tree whose roots are into the ocean and branches very high up in the sky. Then the second image that he provokes into our mind is that of a fierce maniac whose hair are uplifted, and that is taken to be the stretch of clouds from the horizon to the zenith's height. And in the third picture, he suggests, in the third image is related to the tomb of dying ear, and the west wind will be the song of lamentation or over the death of this dying ear. Night will be the dome, and the dense clouds will form the ceiling, from which heavy rainfall, lightning, and hailstorm uh, they will fall upon the earth. Then he uses some similes in this second stanza. The clouds are here compared with dry leaves. Actually, the idea of P.B. Shelley is that the way dry leaves are scattered or carried away by the west wind on earth, in the same manner, loose clouds they hung upon the branches of this huge tree, and then with the blowing of west wind they fall and then they scattered around. Then he again compares the clouds with the locks of fierce Maynard, because the way the clouds are scattered from the horizon to the zenith, that image is compared. Uh, sorry, I was talking about the simile. Then again, the night is taken to be the dome of this dying ear. And he has used some metaphors also, like the clouds with the, he says that the clouds are the angels of rain and lightning, and again locks of approaching storm, he has said. So locks here are referred to the clouds, okay. And at the end we can see the use of an allusion in the reference of fierce Maynard. And I have already told you that these are the female devotees or worshippers of the god of wine, Bacchus. They wear strange attires, and they indulge in wild dances. So this is all about the second stanza with all its content and some technical features. I hope that now the second stanza uh, is clear to you all, and in the next lecture we will talk about the third stanza. Thank you for listening me carefully.